So Steve, quite a challenge today is the small businesses, the success of a small business. We've got a program and a process that works through the incubation program, and we've got success and fortunately statistics on our side when it gets to incubation models.
Johan, yes. Well, it's a known fact that most of your small businesses, and in fact I would say all of them, in one way or another, just don't make it past their third year in business. And that's the sad part of it, because there's no sustainability there. Small businesses, and there's reasons why these things happen. The owner either is not an entrepreneur, but he's got a good product, or he's an entrepreneur without a product, or whatever his shortcomings may be, he's on his own. And that's the sad part. In an incubation program, his shortcomings has all been supplied him. So he gets the opportunity to function as a good business, a solid business with a lot of experience, a lot of expertise behind it, and still be an entrepreneur on his own.
Through our program, we can support him in his weaknesses because there's other people with strengths, and also in the incubation shared service, we can support him in his weaknesses, so he or she can really be supported. Also in terms of the gifts that they have, and that's part of the incubation program. Not anybody can be an entrepreneur. So we also focus on people's gifts and what their strengths that they can bring into a business.
It's so important for people that wants to go into business to understand that every single thing in life has purpose. Without purpose, it's meaningless. As an entrepreneur or somebody that wants to be an entrepreneur, that's the first question they need to ask us. Is my purpose in life really to be an entrepreneur? Or where is my purpose in life? What's my destiny? What was God's intent with my life? And once you've answered those questions, then you can see whether this that he wants to do should actually be a business or should it be something else. And that we can then give him guidance. But what is amazing is the creativity that comes out of the faith communities, the churches, and the communities that participate in these things. And I really believe that is divine creativity that is vested in them by God himself. I mean, we worship the creator of all things. And that must in some way play a role in our lives.
And I think that makes a huge difference in those businesses is because people are passionate about what they do. We quite often hear somebody coming to us and speaking to us and saying, this is actually what I always wanted to do.
Yes.
And we need to give them that support. And I think that's also why the incubation program is so successful, because during that period of 2 to 3 years, where most businesses start to fail, that the incubation program, the shared service program, is there to support the person through that difficult period, to the point where he starts making profit into the business.
Johan, something that I would like to mention in this regard is the fact that we have a lack of proper fatherhood. We don't have fathers today that really guides their sons and their daughters into their purpose in life. The children grow up before them. Sometimes there's such a divide between the father and the children that those kids grow up without proper guidance. And if we as men just realize how important it is that we again take up that role as fatherhood, as fathers in our houses, so that we can give our kids guidance, then probably most of what we do now in terms of incubation would already have been taken care of.
But that's where your role as a mentor comes in. You actually father the business and supports the entrepreneur with his or her business. That's a sufficient role that you play. There's something that we can learn from the Jewish communities regarding this. Small Joseph coming in and wants to start a business. There's a whole way that the Jewish community actually mentors their people and supports their people.
You see, I think they understand the fact that as a person, I'm limited. But as a community or as a fraternity of persons, I'm basically unlimited, because there's so much in there that can really make things work for me. And talking about fathers, if I as a father see that I have certain limitations and my son grows up and he's a genius in some way or another, then I need to know where to go to get him the proper guidance and help that he needs to actually become what he's supposed to be. But we don't do that because we are too afraid, I think, to actually acknowledge that we don't know.
But as
That's-
Christians also live very segmented. We don't integrate our faith with business and see the business as another way to actually enhance God's kingdom.
I think it's one of the most important vehicles that we have to take this message of salvation out to the world there. If you look at the need that is out there in the world and the way that we as churches today basically make it exclusive to the people in the church, it's so wrong. But if we realize that we need to go out and we need to go and touch the world as Jesus did, then we would realize that business is an excellent opportunity, a vehicle that goes beyond a lot of other things to actually take it out there and touch the community in a positive way.